Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Monday to you. Busy week to some degree. All right. So this morning I'm going to show you a couple things. The first thing I'm going to show you is how I want you to complete this refining purpose activity or task here. All right. So, the whole idea of purpose is it's what gives direction, it's what determines focus, form, and length of our writing. All right. Last week, you had an opportunity to present a purpose statement in the purpose to form task that we did. This week, I'm going to ask you to refine that a bit. So, what I've tried to do is to come up with a formula. All right. Um, and it might look complicated initially, and I'm sorry for all the colors of the rainbow here, but again, I was trying to make this as user friendly as possible. Hopefully, I accomplished that. If I didn't, reach out to me and I'll do a better job of clarifying. All right. So, basically, this is what I want you to do. All right. I want you to begin with the three words I want to. Then I want you to insert your general purpose. Remember, your general purpose comes from that document that you looked at last week that has the 6 real world writing purposes: reflect and express, inform and explain, inquire and explore, evaluate and judge, take a stand, propose a solution, inquire and explore, and analyze and interpret, right? Those are the general purposes that you must use, okay? And that should have been the case last week in your purpose to form. And I gave you a lot of you feedback on that to make sure that you were there. So that's what I mean by insert general purpose here. Then I want the word about, okay? So, for example, I want to reflect and express about, okay? So these words that are in bold here are words that I need you to use. So then you're going to insert your specific focus, event, experience, etc. All right? I want to reflect and express about, in red now, the time that I lost the spelling bee in 5th grade. All right. So the red here is the specific focus, the event, the experience, etc. All right. There needs to be something specific there. So the reader, now this is new. The first part should have been what we did last week. So the reader, all right. So now I really want you to start thinking about purpose, not only what I want the direction that I want in my writing, but also the what's I'm going to do to or for my reader as they're reading. Okay. And so the reader, insert verb that shows what you want to happen to the reader, understands, discovers. Okay. Whatever you decide to do. So moving on here. I want to reflect and express about the time I lost the spelling bee in 5th grade so the reader understands. All right. Now we're going to insert the what that follows the verb. What do I want them to understand? I want them to understand how I turned a failure into a success. So as the reader's reading and as I'm thinking about making this piece of writing for the reader, it is that I want them to have in mind. I want them to understand how I took this event or this experience and turned that into a failure or turn that failure into a success. Um, and here's another example down here. I want to inform and explain a different general purpose about how exercise is a great way to deal with stress. So the reader discovers how exercise can help them manage their stress. And so by the end of reading this, the reader has to understand how exercise can help them manage their stress. That is the purpose, the focus that I am going into this piece of writing with. All right. So I want you to follow this formula up here and I want you to come up with a new purpose statement. Okay. You don't have to use the colors, but you do have to have the parts that are in there with the colors. There are 4 different colors with 4 different parts. These words in bold you have to use. I expect to see, I want to, I expect to see about, I expect to see, so the reader. All right. Um, and so please spend some time on this, really think about it. Might your purpose change a little bit from what you had last week? Of course, that's writing. That's what we do. All right. But I want you to go through the process this morning of refining your purpose statement. So going into our writing activity for today and the rest of this week and really the rest of the semester, the quarter, you have a purpose in mind so you know where you're going and what you want to happen to and for the reader. Hopefully this helps. If not, as always, reach out. Okay, done with that.